you? My name is Andrea Garcia. I'm really excited to have you guys here in another video. Let me know, how did you spend your Christmas time and this time of the year? Here in Guatemala, or at least my family, we eat tamales, which is a Guatemalan food, and we also drink ponche, which is, I think, also Guatemalan. I don't know if they drink it in other places. Also, we ate turkey, and for the 31st and the 1st of January, we usually here in Guatemala have a tradition where we have fireworks. So at 12 we go to our roofs and everything and we watch the fireworks. If you see that I'm watching like down, it's not because I don't want to look into the camera, it's just that I have some notes here on my phone, because I'll start talking and I'll just like stop talking about what I need to actually talk, like right now. So that's why. Also, whatever time you're watching it, I'm drinking a little bit of tea. So I'm gonna give you a few seconds for you to just go and grab something to drink, because this story is kind of long. So, okay, I'm gonna start. Since I was born, my parents were missionaries. I'm really grateful for the decision that they made to become missionaries. I had a really wonderful childhood. I always remember my childhood, and it's one of, I have like so much amazing memories of that time of my life. I have so many like funny stories about, like, I wouldn't say they're bad things, but things that we should not done when you're little. I did all of that stuff with a group of friends. Their parents also worked with mine. Jonathan, Joy Gola, Andy Chavez, Micah Penning. If you're watching this, let me know if you would like to do a video telling our stories. If you people like to hear these stories, let me know in the comments down below if you would like to. I started obviously growing up, and it was about time to go to school. And I wouldn't say it was kind of like a shock, but it was definitely kind of like weird to hang out with kids that weren't missionary kids, because I was like really used to have like my missionary kids friends. But I had a really great time at school. I loved going to school and telling my classmates about my trips and what I know about other cultures. And I remember, I don't know, for some reason it was kind of like weird for them when I had peanut butter and jelly sandwich for lunch. They were like, why are you eating that? This is falling. I went into the stage of teenager, and I feel like everybody goes through that stage where you're a teenager, and sometimes you're like figuring out stuff, and sometimes you do crazy stuff, I guess. I started like comparing, and I started like seeing more, like watching or thinking about the negativity and like the negative stuff from being a missionary kid, other than thinking about the blessings and the good things that I have. Oh, I forgot to present to you. This is Buttercup. He was a gift from my parents because I just graduated from high school. So this was one of their gifts. He's gonna be here in the video with us today. So yeah, what was I telling you guys? I forgot. Oh, yeah. He fell down. When you start thinking more in the negative stuff, you start like, I feel like your humor changes a lot. So I started like, I'm not like a crazy funny person, but I started getting like more mad, and like every single thing that my brothers did or that my parents did was like really irritating to me. Um, so I got into that stage, and then I remember sometimes when my parents or my brothers did things that hurt me, I wouldn't tell them. I would just like keep it to myself, and I did that for a really long time. I remember I got to a point where I just couldn't handle it anymore, but I didn't want to express myself. So I decided to just, leave things how they were. And then after a certain time, I started struggling with perfection. I always wanted to be the girl who had really high scores in school. Like wanting people to see that I was a really good daughter. That I never said no to my parents. Now I see that it's not wrong, but at the time I thought it was wrong to say no. When I was maybe like 14, 15, I remember I started getting some comments like, oh, it's good that you're with your parents because who knows, you can be the next one in charge of this program, or oh, it's so good that you brought your kids so they start learning how to do this. It really created something inside of me that said you can't be anything else other than a missionary because your parents are missionaries and these people expect from you that. I feel like those two things were like the biggest problem in my life at that time. I started feeling like I didn't want to be that girl anymore. So I decided that I needed to talk with my parents about what was happening in my life. I remember I told them everything that was going on in my life, and it was definitely one of the hardest talks that I ever had with my parents because like I sat down and just like told them everything, but I know that I told them that it was my mistake because I didn't said nothing at the time. So we talk about it, and after that talk things went a little bit crazier, we could say, because they knew what affected me, but we really didn't make like family changes. After that, we did a trip to the United States to visit some supporters and some family and friends. And I remember that God told me that at that time it was just about time to start. God told me that it was time to start my healing process, and the two things that he told me that I needed to heal before the other things was the two principal things that were giving myself permission to make mistakes and to know that I don't need to be this perfect girl every single time. And the second thing, it was to know that I'm able to go to university or do whatever other thing I want to do, and I don't need to be like a missionary if I don't feel like that's my calling. And I made a drawing with the phrase, it takes time, because it took me a long time to heal those two things. So that's what this chapter of my life is called. So after that month, we came back to Guatemala, and things, I could say, maybe they got a little bit worse in the sense that I had already healed these two things, but there were still more stuff to heal. I decided that it was better if I stopped going into trips with them. I told them that I felt like that will maybe like made our relationship worse. So I stopped going. And after a few months, even like myself, I was like, Andrea, you can't be getting mad at everything or being like irritated at everything. Like, even myself, I was like, okay, you need to stop. So I decided that the best thing to do was just have some time out from my house. I talked with my parents and I was like, look, I need some time. I need to heal stuff. I need to, just process things. And I just turned 18 at that time. And I told them, like, I need to know what to do with university and stuff. What does God want for my life? But I know that I won't be able to get all that here at home, so I need to go. So we started looking at places, we started looking at people that could like have me in their house. I decided to go with a family that I love a lot, which is the Penning family. They had me in their house for like a month. The first Sunday when I got there, I remember the preacher said a phrase, new beginnings, and since she said it, it really like it was all day on my head. Praying and stuff, I was like, God, what does this phrase mean like for my life? What do you want to tell me? Like new beginnings and what, like spiritually, emotionally, I don't know. Like time went by and I healed stuff and I got the answers for what I wanted to do with university and all that situation. And maybe like 2 or 3 days before coming to Guatemala, the Pennings decided to take me to a church for worship night or something like that. So we went and they had like a little speech and then they wanted to do administration time. So the administration time started. I closed my eyes and I remember God telling me, today is the night. Today is the day that you have been waiting for and praying for this whole month. Today is the day that your process is gonna end. There's a dog just barking and barking. We're just gonna ignore him, okay? So I closed my eyes and I started finished to heal stuff and everything that I felt during those whole years. And I remember a girl came to pray for me and I feel like she came to prepare me for what was going to come. And I remember she just was saying like, please God, fill her with your spirit. And a few minutes later, she left. Then a guy came to pray for me. And the first thing that he said when he started praying for me was, God, please bring a new beginning. And I remember at that moment, like, everything, like, made sense. I don't know, like, it was like, this is a new start. It's a new beginning. And I remember God telling me at that moment, today you end a chapter in your life and you have a new beginning. But a new beginning with me. It was a really awesome night. I mean, I feel like that I won't ever forget that night. Like, it's really, really special to me. After like 2 or 3 days, I came back to Guatemala, and something that I felt that I needed to do, and also the Pennings told me that it was important to do, it was talk with my parents. So I sat down with them, we had breakfast together, and I told them everything that happened during the trip. And I asked for forgiveness for things that I said in the past and for things that I did in the past that hurt them. And they also asked for forgiveness for things that they did and things that they said that hurt me. And then we talk about like things that I needed to change, things that they needed to change to make our life as a family better. And after that talk, I feel like our relationship with my parents is definitely better. Obviously, we keep having stuff. We're not a perfect family, but like not as big as it was. So yeah, I feel like that's everything. that I wanted to share with you guys today. I hope you really like to hear a little bit more about my process and my life. So that it's basically the story behind the channel, because at a certain time in my life I felt like I didn't have people to help me, and I didn't found like videos or I don't know, letters or whatever. I wanted to do this because I want people and teenagers and children to have these videos as, you know, a help for them in their lives. So it really doesn't matter if you're not a missionary kid or a pastor's kid. I mean, if these videos help you, or if you know someone that like would like to see these videos and you feel like it will help them, yeah, just share it. It's for anybody. Thank you for watching this second video. I really hope you liked it. I really hope to see you soon in a new video. Please follow me in my Facebook page and my Instagram account. I'll leave them down in the description. Bye.